And I'm so thrilled because a lot of you that are starting to juice are gonna love this. Kelly Diedring has brought the Dash Chef Series premium digital 1400 watt blender to the network. This is compared to that machine that you all know of that's up there in the $600 range. Yes. I'm just letting you know, it's 1400 watts, which means it'll make cold stuff, but it can make hot soup without a heating element. We're gonna give it to you at free shipping. We're gonna send it to you on 5 flexible payments for the new year at $45.99. It comes in this wonderful Granny Smith apple green, black and red. You get everything you need, including the polycarbonate vessel that is virtually indestructible. Kelly.
And I think we still have white.
Okay, oh, and the white. There's a white one down yonder. Okay. Now, the technology here is so that everything is ultra high quality.
This is, first of all, it's gorgeous. Dash does everything beautifully. Their motto is unprocess your food. And so what they're passionate about is allowing you to have the right tools in the kitchen to make things healthier for you. But if you've been eyeing that $5.99, $6.99, even $7.99 blender, the one that you see being demonstrated in the malls, it's very industrial looking. It's a great blender, don't get me wrong. This one has more power. This one also has a 7-year warranty. This one, you don't have to know when to pulse it up and down. Those industrial blenders, they're designed for the industry. You need to know when to pulse them up and down. This one comes with the presets. So if you're doing a smoothie, Bill, you literally pop it on smoothie. If you're doing soup, you literally pop it on soup.
I need automatic.
Yes, and then the motor, which you're seeing right there, this beautiful motor here, is 1,400 watts of power. I made my husband check last night. That's more than our lawnmower. That's 2¼ horsepower. That is a powerful motor. You're gonna hear me talking about that a lot because it matters with a blender. In your regular blender at home, you probably have about 350 watts. In a bar blender that blends ice all day, every day, like at the resorts, those are about 500 or 600 watts. This is 1,400 watts.
This is triple the power.
This is triple the power. So just to give you a little bit of comparison, because there's a reason why these blenders cost more, but guess what? You're not gonna, it's not a disposable blender. We've gotten kind of used to that idea that, you know, we throw away a blender every 6 months. You're not gonna throw this away ever.
Now you're putting ice cubes.
This is
are these peaches?
These are, this is just mango and tequila.
Ooh, oh.
Agave. And then I've got to point out this ice. I make sure we do this genuine. This isn't TV ice. This is the ice that comes out of your freezer at home. I mean, this is the real deal ice. Now, I must do this warning.
I didn't know there was TV ice.
Well, you know, it's kind of like crushed and fluffy and it's filled with air. This is the real deal.
That's funny.
So here's the other thing. Don't try this in your blender at home because it might burn out the motor. I don't want to be responsible for burning out anybody's motors. But you can see all I do is I put it on the frozen setting right down here, and you're gonna hear this machine pulsing up and down. I'm gonna hit the start button if we can get a little bit of a wider shot because it happens really, really fast. Okay, ready? Instantly, totally emulsified. One more time. You can hear it pulsing up and down.
So it stops automatically and starts again.
That's how a blender is supposed to be. Now.
So that makes the ice settle and get back to the blades and then starts again.
Yes.
But you don't have to sit there and pulse it and all that aggravation.
Those industrial ones, that's it. Watch.
This would have taken me 5 minutes to make a drink.
Well, and it would be chunky. Look what this isn't. Watch the consistency of this margarita. There isn't one chunk, one bump. The mango is emulsified. The ice is totally blended. Your tequila is perfectly blended. Your agave, you could sweeten it with whatever you want. And that's what we call emulsification. That's going to stay. It's not going to separate. Nothing's going to chunk.
Listen, this is a blender. One of the things that I noticed when I was reviewing this gadget, and this is really important. Do you see down here? Do you see this right here at the bottom? Metal gear.
Steel, yep.
Steel gear. Look down here at the top of this to steel gear.
Perfect.
Can they get an aerial shot of this? Steel to steel, not rubber or plastic to rubber and plastic. That is the life of this machine, right, Kelly?
I'm so glad you pointed that out because that's a big deal. It must be steel on steel. Many blenders are plastic on steel or plastic on plastic. That's why it burns out, that's why it breaks.
It just completely destroys the gear. Now, okay, listen, call us if you have a Dash. I understand this is brand new today.
Yes.
Now, listen, you can go out and buy the other machine and you can spend triple the money if you want to. I don't know anybody that's watching this show that's been watching, you know, that mix machine that's on one of the other television networks that even when they have a special on it, I think it's like $400 or $500. This is $229.95, free shipping and 5 flex payments. And you're gonna get this home. It's 2¼ horsepower, and you're gonna make hot soup?
So we're gonna do hot soup. So those other machines do hot soup, and a lot of people have in their mind that there's a heating element inside. No, it's the friction of 1400 watts, 2¼ horsepower. So inside here, and you can please feel free to use these recipes because they're delicious. Frozen broccoli, cheddar cheese, and a little bit of cream and some broth that I just poured in there.
Okay.
We're gonna make fresh broccoli cheese soup. This is our hot fondue. So all it is just a little bit of cream. We have some espresso powder and some chocolate. And then you see here, all I go to the soup button. I don't have to know when to pulse it up and down and how long to blend it for. It gives me my time already. All I did was do soup, and then I push start. And it literally will start instantly turning to liquid. And in about 5 minutes, it's going to be 165 degrees. I'm gonna hit this one as well. Get this one moving. And in about 5 minutes, we're gonna have soup that's 165 degrees.
Wow. Now, this is the best part. You don't have to set a timer. You don't have to guess how long to let it run. Those are gonna run for 5 minutes, so we're gonna move away from them because they're a little loud, especially when you run them for 5 minutes. And then we want you to listen and see the results when we bring them back over. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this machine, if you're going to really, the whole business of moving away from processed foods, using fresh fruits and vegetables to juice at home, this is the way you juice and keep the pulp. That is where all the nutrition is.
It's very true. So we listen and we know that most people want an amazing blender because they want to turn solid food into liquid, okay? That's why those Nutra extractors that are on infomercial are very, very popular. You want to turn solid food into liquid. Those machines have 600 watts of power. This one has 1400. So I just go to Smoothie because I'm about to make a fresh fruit smoothie. This is a 64-ounce BPA-free, virtually indestructible pitcher. I have grapes, strawberries, bananas, raspberries, spinach. I have melon, mango, whole oranges. Anything you want to pop inside here, it's going to instantly turn into a smoothie. So I hit smoothie, I hit the start button, I take my tamper, and I just push all my fresh fruit down.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
And you can actually see the vortex happening. That's the quadruple
1005.
blaze.
I guess that's pause. 1006, 1007.
I love that you can add stuff in here.
1009, 1010, 1011. 1012, 1013, not even 1015.
Not even 15 seconds.
Now, this is really going to be delicious.
Yeah, and so you can do 64 ounces of smoothie in 15 seconds from solid food. You see, I didn't add water, I didn't add coconut powder, I didn't add coconut water. I don't have to add a liquid because the power behind this blender is such that you don't need anything besides the fruit. It's going to blend it and totally
the silicone
liquefy.
grip too around the lid is so much better than plastic that can crack. Look at this.
Totally what I call smoothified.
Why does that look chocolate?
Well, it's those grapes. It's just the color of it.
That is unreal.
Yeah, look at the color. That's how you know you're getting all the nutrients, that it's extracting the nutrients. When the color looks like the color of the fruit that was inside, you know you've got a really good, powerful machine. So when you digest this, because of the way those quadruple steel blades extract the nutrients, it's better for you. You're not missing out on any of the nutrients. Your body can digest it easier when it's actually liquefied.
Should I taste it?
I want you to taste it.
Okay. Now, I've never tasted this beverage before.
We'll do it together. That's good. That's good.
It's like one of those smoothies that you would pay $12 for, whatever they cost, $6. It's out of control. And if you want to add your favorite protein mix to this,
that's a great idea.
You can do that.
But you're not chewing it. You know, some of those blenders that have 500, 600, 700 watts of power, you're still kind of chewing your smoothie. You're kind of wondering, you're wishing it was a little more liquidy. That's what you get with 1400
Fresh
watts.
vegetables, and nothing was less than natural. It was all natural fruit.
And I didn't have to add a liquid. You know, a lot of those other machines, you got to add water.
Did you keep the seeds from the oranges?
Oh yeah, the seeds and everything.
No seeds.
The peels on the melon, whole bananas, whole strawberries. That's what you get with the power of 1400 watts.
Listen, I'm just going to let you know that our culinary team rolled the two machines out into the hallway so that we could have this conversation with you. They've not stopped them. In a moment, they're gonna wheel them back in so you can see the results. I do wanna remind you that like that big mix machine that's out there, that they charge, I mean, at retail, $600+, you're gonna get this one home. It's more power, quarter horsepower more, which is 1,400 watts for $229.95. And at free shipping and handling, I'm here to tell you, this is a lifer. This is a lifer machine.
It's beautiful.
Not gonna be just, you know, one of those 1 year burn out the motor machines. The Granny Smith apple green, the white, the red is the most popular. Do you have like red ceramic pots and pans at home? What a great way to add that to your kitchen, and really, it looks sharp.
Now, Bill, this is a frozen sorbet. All I put in here was frozen strawberries and skim milk. So did you know you could make a healthy frozen sorbet with just 2 ingredients? Frozen strawberries and skim milk. Now, here in just a second, you're actually gonna see this vortex happening. That's the quadruple vortex right at the top here. It's forming a clover. It's actually emulsifying frozen strawberries, and by frozen, I mean, I really mean frozen.
Wow, no way.
Totally frozen. That's the power of 1,400 watts. 2 ingredients in the tastiest, most healthiest frozen treat you've literally ever had. So all it is frozen strawberries and skim milk. That's it. 2 ingredients.
I have never in my life seen anything so quick. It used to take those ice cream machines, 30 to 45 minutes to make ice cream. Now, our culinary team brought the 2 machines back in that have been operating for the last 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
4.5 minutes. And here they are, and they're steaming. They're piping hot. Look at the steam coming out of this thing.
It's the
now, this is heat. This is not from being put on a burner. They didn't go outside, warm it up, and stick it back in here. This is from the friction of the speed of the blade, mixing the chocolate, and in this one, the soup.
This, all it was frozen broccoli, fresh cheddar cheese, and a little bit of broth. You could do whatever spices you want, but look at this. It's 165 degrees in about 4.5, 5 minutes. That's the power behind this blender.
That's
you
unreal.
don't need to put this in the microwave. You don't need to then put it on the stove top to heat it up like you do with many other blenders when you want to do fresh soup. It will heat it instantly with the 1,400 watts of power.
I'm gonna be your assistant.
Oh, good.
Because I'm a chocolate-aholic.
Go for it.
This is chocolate what now?
This is our chocolate fondue dessert. So all it is chocolate chips, a little bit of cream, and then we did some espresso powder because we wanted to have that kind of espresso flavor. But you could put raspberries or orange or any kind of a flavoring you want inside there.
Look at this hot, molten chocolate fondue. Are you like at home just drooling? Because I know I'm sitting here and I'm ready to just like grab this with a piece of sponge cake.
And it's so easy. You know, we avoid doing fun desserts like this because we're not sure how to make them. We feel like we need a fondue machine.
Look at this. Could you imagine the kids, or forget the kids, the adults sitting around the dining room table? May I?
Oh, I want you to.
Okay.
I want to go for this chocolate-covered pineapple.
Ooh.
It's hot.
It's hot chocolate.
I mean, we're not kidding when we say it's hot, but go for it. It's delicious. Isn't that wonderful?
No pot, no double boiler.
One machine.
One machine.
No fondue maker.
No heat in the kitchen. You know what? You add this to a little bit of like 1% milk. Oh my God.
Oh, that would be delicious.
You will have the best hot cocoa or hot chocolate you've ever had in your life. I just love it. You're gonna get to try this. It's the Dash Chef Series. Premium digital 1,400 watt blender. We have it in white. Red is the most popular. Remember, it's Metal Gear to Metal Gear. We have the black. This is what I'm calling the Granny Smith apple green. It's like a chartreuse color. Or kiwi, we're calling it kiwi, but it's on 5 flex payments for $45.99. And remember, this is comparable, that's not a word, comparable to the machine that's up there in the $600 range. We brought this to you. It's an exclusive value at a price break. This is a huge HSN savings, I'm here to tell you. It was $399.95 at our price.
And that's when it was a customer pick at that price.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's the retail price. You can even look online for it. And I do want to mention, this is going to replace a bunch of other machines. It's going to replace your mixer, your food processor. If you have a peanut butter maker, it'll replace that. If you have an ice cream maker, it'll replace that. It's going to replace your throwaway blender. It's going to replace all those machines that were kind of disposable because you had to always kind of renew them. This is a 7-year warranty. 1,400 watt, 35,000 RPMs. and it's all preset. You don't have to pulse it up and down like those other industrial machines. So inside here, I just have lemon juice, lime juice, a little bit of lemon zest and lime zest, and then you can see that thick ice. And then, of course, I'm doing frozen. So all I need to know is I'm doing a frozen thing, and I hit the frozen button, and it's gonna pulse up and down for me. And then I'm just gonna press my ice down on inside there, on into that blade, so that everything gets crushed perfectly, which it now is.
Now listen, this pause you're hearing is the system. That's the way it makes sure that the ice gets moved around, and if it starts to float, goes back down to the blades so that it can just pulverize it into a frosty, delicious frozen drink. I am here to tell you that in 20 years that I have been with HSN, and I've done dozens, hundreds of cooking shows, I've never seen a blender like this in my life. We've had one similar. I will say there was one similar from one of our celebrity chefs, but nothing that I've ever touched compares to this 1,400 watt whiz of a blender. 1,400 watts making hot soup, and you set it on automatic and you walk away. The other machines you've got to monitor. Yeah. You've got to make sure that they don't go over 5 minutes. That one, when it's done, it's done.
Well, and here's...
Now wait, is this sorbet?
So this is actually like an Italian ice. You know, you love the Italian ice. You can put sugar, you can put your own sweetener. That's what it's all about, unprocess your food. It's just lemon, lime, lemon zest, lime zest, and ice. But when Bill mentioned those other blenders that don't pulse up and down, that's how you burn your blender out. Other blenders go to full power immediately, burns out the motor.
Needs a half a cup of sugar.
Okay. He likes it sweet. I like it tangy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I like it tangy, but... Well,
whoa.
Because I'm pregnant, I'm on this lemon thing.
I'm gonna pucker up permanently here in a minute.
I'm on a lemon kick now, so you're probably right. We should have done a little sweetener for you, but a little bit of sweetener.
Maybe just, you know what you could do is use an artificial sweetener if you want to.
Any sweetener.
Not as healthy as sugar.
That's what I love about unprocessing your food. Now it's your choice what you put in, because now you have the machine that will do it. But the reason we do so many frozen demonstrations is because we want to showcase the power.
Why are you going to put rice in here?
I'm so glad you asked.
I mean, a good transition, but I'm serious. I've never seen rice in a blender.
So this is plain white rice.
Okay.
If you have somebody in your family that's gluten intolerant, celiac disease, anybody that needs to be gluten-free, if you're just going gluten-free for health purposes, now you can do your own gluten-free flour in seconds. This could be hard chickpeas, anything that you know to be gluten-free.
So you're going to turn this into powder?
I'm going to turn it into flour in seconds. So this also has a manual setting. You can see the manual setting right there. It has a speed and a time and a speed.
Okay.
So I can set my own speed and I can set my own time.
I want to see this. This I've never seen.
So watch, we just hit the start
I've never
button.
seen rice turn to dust.
Watch.
So you're telling me that this is going to turn into rice flour? Are you looking at this? What do you have in your home that will take hard rice, dry rice, and turn it into rice flour? I have never seen the likes of this machine before.
And by the way, not to mention how expensive gluten-free flour and gluten-free baking and cooking is. It's very expensive to purchase gluten-free.
You have to pour that in that bowl.
I'm going to.
I want to see that this is all really pulverized.
There's not a piece of rice left in this. Ready?
This
and you saw that was about 20 seconds. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, for making rice bread.
Look at this.
Look at this flour from kerneled rice.
And we know how inexpensive white rice is, right? So now we can do our own gluten-free anything. It could have been chickpea flour or any kind of a flour that you want to try and you don't want to pay all the money at the grocery store for.
Are you convinced? I mean, if you're not convinced, you get this machine home, go out and buy ground coffee, and instead of using a coffee grinder that does 1 ounce of coffee at a time, put like a pound bag in this machine, turn it on grind, set it and forget it. And you're gonna have the pound of coffee from fresh beans, which is usually a little cheaper than buying ground coffee.
It absolutely is. You pay for all that extra work that they have to do, and now you can do it instantly in about, I don't know, 18, maybe 19 seconds. We've gone from whole grounds to totally fine powder.
Is this the first time you've aired this at this price?
At this price, this week has been the first.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Before your color is gone, I don't want to like get neurotic over this and drive you crazy at home, because you don't want to hear it. But this is $229.95 for a 1,400 watt vendor. I want you to Google it. Good luck. You're not going to find this machine for $229.95 unless it navigates you to hsn.com, which is our website. On 5 flex payments for $45.99 and free shipping. That coffee smells amazing.
It smells amazing. Do it fresh. Unprocess your food.
You know what? Gluten-free flour from rice. What else could you use, I guess?
You could use chickpeas, any kind of a bean that does not have gluten in it, or any kind of a rice that does not have wheat.
So that you could make hummus would be a cinch.
Yeah, we're gonna do hummus.
You're gonna, and I didn't know she was gonna do it. Hummus can be a pain in the neck if you're trying to mash it with a hand masher. You put it in this blender, you got a pound of hummus in seconds.
Yes.
Now, what's this gonna be?
So now we're gonna do our own homemade salad dressing. So you know when you go to the store and you see salad dressing and it has the layers, it's not totally emulsified, plus it has chemicals and preservatives in it because they have to keep it shelf stable.
Okay.
Now all we have inside here is a little bit of vinegar, we have olive oil, we have some mustard you can see, and then we have raspberries. And then I'm gonna use the manual setting right here. You can see that manual setting, and I can adjust the speed and I can adjust the time. And then I just hit the start button. You can see in about, I don't know, 4 seconds, it's totally emulsified.
Done.
So now we've done our own fresh.
This is silly fast. Do you know what I mean?
It's the power.
If you're at home, you know what your blender does when you put things in there that have chunky and liquid. It kind of sounds like, first of all, a vacuum cleaner. It's so loud. But this one, look at that. It's perfect. Perfect dressing.
It is.
If you're on a low-cal, diet, or if you're trying to reduce sugars, you're trying to reduce fats, you don't want to use mayonnaise. You don't want to. If you ever read the chemicals in some of the salad dressings that you buy, it's frightening. It's like a laboratory, ingredients for a laboratory test or something. One more thing, as Kelly is doing this, I just want you to know you get to try this on a month for us. She's gonna make homemade fresh peanut butter with no preservatives.
There's not even oil. There's not even added oil. Most of those machines that you see, you'll see them add a bit of oil because they need that for their gears. They don't have enough power. So you can see here, all we have is our fresh peanuts. This could be fresh cashews, fresh almonds, fresh walnuts, if you want to do like walnut butter. Any nut it can handle. So I use the manual setting here. You can see it right here.
Yippee.
And then I just hit the start button. I can adjust my speed. I can adjust my time. And then I'm gonna use, you can actually see the vortex pulling the peanuts down in. Once that happens, I start to use my tamper. And I push my tamper so that every little bit starts to turn into peanut butter.
And that natural oil of the nut is gonna turn this into butter without one drop of added animal fat or vegetable fat. This is a machine. The blades do not fail. The power is 1,400 watts. That's 2¼ watts horsepower. And done.
Now, if you like chunky, you don't have to blend it as long as I did. You can leave some of the peanuts in there. A lot of people like chunky peanut butter.
I've got to see this.
Yeah, I like smooth peanut butter.
Do you know that I've never made homemade peanut butter because I was always afraid I'd burn up my blender?
Well, you will burn up your blender. That's why I gave the disclaimer. Don't try these demonstrations in your blender at home. It's only 300 to 500 watts.
And you'll know you're burning up your blender because you'll smell, it smells like an electrical fire because the gears are starting to smoke.
Yes, and you'll hear it, you'll hear
look,
it.
She's using a gem wrap.
Yeah, so we've got our gem wrap.
Oh, how healthy is this?
And look at our fresh peanut butter.
Oh my gosh.
Made from only peanuts, no extra added fats, oils, greases, anything else. Again, don't blend it as long as I did if you like the chunky version. And then we have a little bit of...
I'm gonna add some chocolate to that.
Crunch. I have a little bit of oatmeal we can add there, but then look what you do. You just make a little fresh peanut butter
That's a recipe
wrap.
that needs chocolate.
He's added chocolate to, I think, every demonstration I've done.
Or honey.
There's a theme here.
Fresh honey. Okay, listen, let me make a recommendation after I show you. I'm gonna show you all the colors because if you just channel surf by, we know that so many of you join us every couple of seconds. It comes in white. It comes in this beautiful kiwi green that's almost chartreuse. And then I'll show you. Now, that's the white, the red. The red's the most popular, and we also have it in black. Come down here and I'll show you. When you order it, it's gonna come to you free shipping, which is a $15 save. And then also there's gonna be a guide that's gonna show you a variety of different recipes that you can start with. Kelly's gonna now make you something else, a homemade hummus. I'm gonna remind you that this is normally $400 at our price. You're getting it for $229.95. That is like 45% off. I mean, this is unbelievably priced. And it's the last blender you're ever gonna have to buy. You're making homemade hummus.
Homemade hummus.
Delish.
This is just garlic, chickpea, and a little bit of tahini. And you can actually hear that growl. You actually want to hear that motor growl. I call that a dash growl. That's 1,400 watts of power. And instantly, in about, 30 to 45 seconds now, I have fresh hummus. I could have roasted red peppers in here. I could add whatever flavors I want. There's no chemicals. There's no preservatives. That's the power of, 2¼ horsepower. And remember, You get a 7-year warranty on this machine.
You know,
I've never heard of that on a blender.
I know that Colleen Lopez loves mojitos. I just happen to know that. I don't know, we were at a party one time, but I know that she would love making a frozen mojito with a little peppermint in it with this machine. Look at this homemade hummus. We've made sorbet, we've made Venetian ices, chocolate fondue. You could make hot soup, hot fondue, the ice cream in seconds for $229.95. Take advantage of the 5 flexible payments for $45.99. Free shipping. You're back tonight at 6?
I think so. You just guessed, right?
Colleen is up next. She's got a jewelry extravaganza you don't want to miss. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.